Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS Inform. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is Mike Steffe, the Executive Director of the Tri-County Y, also known as the YMCA. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Bill. Great to be here.
Well, let's hope 2022 is a great year compared to what we've had in 21 and 20, but it really wasn't that bad at the Y. Things were good.
Yeah, we've seen some positive things happen in the last year. In 2021 was a good year for us. COVID struggles aside, I think we're all kind of learning to adapt and deal with things, and we're very fortunate with our staff being able to stay relatively healthy, and our members and things like that. So, as long as we have that community support and the members who support us in what we do, we're going to keep things rolling.
Okay, let's go back a little bit on 2021. Okay. Start talking about some things that happened then. For instance, you opened your Reimagine Your Y.
That's right. Our Reimagine Your Y campaign kicked off in 2019. We raised $2.1 million to expand the Y. So we added on about 14,000 square feet to our current building, which included a new, larger wellness center. So when we talk of our wellness center, that's the room with our weights and treadmills and ellipticals and bikes and things, which we've seen great use out of. And this January, as we've gotten busier, it's, served us well. It doesn't feel as crowded as the old wellness center for sure. And we were able to add plenty of new equipment, so plenty of room for a lot of members. We also added on a program gym, which was about 5,000 square feet. So that program gym is kind of where our Ferdinand Elementary after-school kids meet every day. We've got about 40 kids in our program. Our summer camp kids were in it all day long, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We can also do volleyball, pickleball. Rocksteady Boxing uses that program gym. So again, that space has really served us well. And then in addition to the addition, the dominoes where the old wellness center has become our main group exercise room. So again, about doubling the space that we have for group exercise classes. So we're able to accommodate a lot more people in our exercise programs and accommodate a lot more people more comfortably than, jamming people back in a room. So plenty of space to spread out, and kind of a positive that's come out of COVID. It kind of, made us rethink our spaces and how things were laid out. And, it was never really very comfortable to jam 15 people in a room designed for 12. So now we have plenty of space to accommodate a lot of people.
And you repainted?
We did. We just repainted.
Sometimes just that small thing can make a big deal.
I know. We repainted our lobby. Our current facility was built in 2011, so we're about 10 years old, and kind of did a new lighting package with some LED lighting and painted the walls a different color. And it was amazing how many positive comments we got from members. People would walk in and say, what did you guys do here? Or did you add on in here or whatever? So, part of that thing was to just constantly keeping things fresh and looking good. And, some people who maybe haven't been back since the summer or even for a couple of years will come in and say, oh, it's, looks different in here. What's going on? So,
now, 2021 was a COVID year. There was some recovery. Hopefully, as 2022 gets going, it'll start to increase more. But talk about that from 2021.
Yeah, so in 2019, when the schools basically shut down in March, that kind of wiped out our after-school program at our 4 after-school sites. So 2020, we kind of treaded a little bit lightly, going back in with limited capacities and masking and keeping kids spread out and lots of different protocols, and some of those that we've continued to do. But this year we've been able to kind of slowly grow those programs back to where they were before. Same with our summer camp. In 2020, we did not have summer camp in Tell City because of the COVID and restrictions and things. So we were able to resurrect that program in 2021 and kind of getting our numbers back up to where they were pre-COVID, and getting people feeling a little more comfortable and getting things acclimated. But again, carrying over some of those COVID protocols where kids have their individual supplies, and we try to keep them separated as much as we can, try to utilize outdoor space as much as we can, and everything. So it's been good. I feel like our, out of school time programs are kind of back to where they were before.
Aquatics is something that the Y offers at different locations.
That's right. So we have a swim team, the Tri-County YMCA Cyclones. They competed in a meet last week at Jasper. Got a couple more coming up. But we utilize the Southridge High School swimming pool for that. We also utilize the Heritage Hills pool and the Sisters of St. Benedict outdoor pool in the summertime. But a big initiative, and Logan Air, our aquatics director, is the swim lessons. That's kind of in addition to the swim team, is a swim lesson. So last year we were able to teach 74 kids how to swim, which is a big deal. We want to expand that number, up to over 100. We also want to get into adult swim lessons. Obviously, with us not having a pool that we own or have on site, it's a little challenging, but we're very grateful for Southridge, Heritage Hills, and the Sisters to allow us to utilize their facility, and it's been a great partnership with them, and couldn't be happier with our numbers and how we're doing, and our swim team is doing phenomenally well, and teaching those kids to swim is a very, very important life skill.
Yes, it is. Now, let's go back to some programs in 2021. How did those go?
Our programs went very good. We kind of backed away a little bit, especially at our programs offsite. Perry County, we reduced our enrollment numbers in a lot of the programs, but 2021, we saw a huge spike in numbers in our programs, especially in Perry County, and talk a little bit more about Perry County later, but building those programs back up to kind of meet the demand, it has been something that I'm very proud that we were able to do in 2021.
And other programs, adult basketball, things are all going well.
We've been able to add an adult basketball league, and already planning for the one coming up this year. Adult volleyball. We tried adult soccer. Previously our niche was kind of that 3 to 6 year old preschool sports, but now we're expanding into we have future hoopers for first and second graders. We have those adult sports programming. We've got a couple groups that just come to the Y and play volleyball on a couple evenings during the week, and always people playing basketball and pickleball, and those adult programming is something that we definitely see a demand for, and we want to try to meet those. You
had a good safe sitter program in 2021, and look to continue that to 2022.
Yeah, that's right. We've talked in the past about our partnership with the Rotary Club of Jasper. We received a grant from them in 2021. The goal of teaching about 70 kids to be Safe Sitter certified. We taught a little bit over 40 in 2021, so we'll have another couple classes coming up at the Y where this program will be free. Safe Sitter is for kids in 6th through 8th grade, so about 11 to 14 years old. Teaches them some basic safety skills, choking, first aid, kind of what to do in certain situations. It also gives them a little bit of the business aspect of being a babysitter. But beyond that, even more importantly, I think it helps prepare that age group of kids to stay home on their own, maybe for more extended time, or if they're in a situation where they have to watch a sibling or a cousin or a neighbor or something, it kind of gives them the skills needed to do that safely.
How do you feel about your community impact in 2021?
Yeah, I was super happy. We started doing blood drives back in 2020. Last year we held 6 blood drives at the Y. Anywhere from 50 to 75 donors. Our blood drives, we don't talk about them a lot because they fill up right away. Everything's done through the Red Cross. Now with that extra gym, we've got a little more flexibility. We can do a blood drive in either location. It works out super great. The Red Cross folks are phenomenal at what they do, and in a 5 or 6 hour period to get 60, 70 people through giving blood is no small feat, and there's always a shortage of blood. And there always will be, and if you get hooked up into being a regular donor, I highly encourage it. There's blood drives all over the place in our area, and if you just go to the Red Cross website and search on there, you can find a location close to you.
And are you involved in DuBois County Cares?
We are. We have a representative with DuBois County Cares, which is a coalition to address adolescent substance abuse. It's been a good organization. I know you're a part of it and help out with it as well. So we just want to try to be that community helper to help. We see a ton of kids come through our doors every day that are in that age group, and the at risk, and when the kids are at that certain age, they can usually choose one of two paths, and we want to help keep them on the right path.
Now, let's look forward. 2022, much of what you do is going to continue because those are all very successful programs.
That's
but
right.
What are you looking forward to in 2022?
Well, I'm most excited about, and I spent the last week working, we've got some new staff and some new positions. Austin Welp, a recent graduate of USI, is joining the Y full-time. Austin's worked for the past couple of years in our summer camp and after-school program, and Austin's got a real passion for the Y. He's a real go-getter, and the kids love him, and Austin's going to allow us to kind of expand our out-of-school time childcare offerings. Lisa Yoder, who's been with us for a little over a year, is going to assume the role of as our leader of the Rock Steady Boxing program. So Rock Steady Boxing is for patients with Parkinson's. Phenomenal program. We have classes every day at the Y, every day except Friday. So Lisa has been a coach for Rock Steady, and now she's kind of stepping up to lead that program. We talked about Perry County a while ago. Taylor Llewellyn is going to be our Perry County Program Director. So we did a community needs assessment last year, and found there was a lot of support for the programs and services that the Y offers. So we've kind of dedicated Taylor as that person on the ground in Perry County. Taylor's going to work in Perry County, and she's been working very hard for the last 2 to 4 weeks, meeting with different community leaders and organizations, and planning some potential programs, looking at potential spaces that we can do those programs in. So really excited to see what Taylor's going to do in Perry County. I think obviously with our summer camps and sports programs that we've done in Perry County have all been very successful, very well meet. There's a huge need for what we do in Perry County, and I look forward to seeing Taylor make that happen.
The Y is physically located, the campus is in Ferdinand, but you do a lot outside of Ferdinand.
That's right. We serve Du Bois, Perry, and Spencer counties. Spencer County, we have basically a mini wellness center, group exercise studio located at Heritage Hills Middle School. We talked about the swimming, aquatics that we do down at Heritage Hills. We've partnered with the town of Christney on some trails and things. Tell City, we're doing our summer camp, preschool sports programs. We're doing a ton of stuff in Jasper with after school and summer camp, and talking about more future growth in Jasper. We do a lot of enhanced fitness over at Huntingburg. So we kind of really take it serious that we serve Du Bois, Perry, and Spencer counties, and a lot of what we do happens in Ferdinand, but we also do a lot of things outside of our facility in Ferdinand.
Okay. Coming up in April, you're going to do a car show?
That's right.
Is this first time for you?
First one,
Okay.
yeah. So it's kind of a Spencer County initiative. The folks at Santa's Lodge contacted us about wanting to maybe bring a car show to the Spencer County Santa Claus area, and thought we would be a good partner. So we appreciate that. We've kind of got everything ready and set up, and we're going to be sending out sponsor letters here in the next couple weeks. But the car show will be on April 30th. April 30th also happens to be Healthy Kids Day. So we'll have our Healthy Kids Day located at the car show. So it's going to be a car show, but we're also going to have lots of fun activities for the kids. And, Santa's Lodge has a great space for it. And, I'm just happy that they thought about us, and I think it's going to be a really good partnership.
Are you looking to, speaking of kids, grow your child care offerings?
We are. Always talk with other schools about adding after-school programs. We know before-school programming is a need, and how do we? We had a case, in early January with some snow and stuff, and that causes a lot of issues too. So, trying to figure out ways how we can more be a bigger piece of that child care puzzle, so parents maybe have the opportunities to work, or there's a ton of families who are single-parent families where it's not that easy for mom or dad to take off work and get the kids right away at 3 o'clock or even sooner. So we want to look at ways that we can expand our capacity in our after-school programs and our summer camps.
And you are going to be at Du Bois County Voting Center to wrap things up.
That's right. So Du Bois County is going to regional voting centers. The Y is going to be one of those regional voting centers, so you do not have to be in that district to vote there. You know, in the past, if you were in this district, you would go to the Ferdinand Community Center and vote, or to a fire station in Jasper and vote. But now there's going to be regional voting centers, so it doesn't really matter what district you're in. You can go to one of these regional voting centers and vote. So kind of anxious to see how that's going to work for us this year. You know, with the elections in May and November, and we'll be open for early voting and things like that. It'll be the same process as what you're used to. You know, you come in and show your ID, and the same voting machines and the same volunteers and everything, but just some different locations this year. So it's kind of one of those things where a lot of people I know are in the habit of going to a certain place to vote and things like that. But so come May and probably even into April, be on the lookout for those regional voting centers that are going to be happening throughout Du Bois County.
And the Y is one of them.
The Y is one of them.
All right, Mike, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
Good luck in 2022. We hope we all have a great 2022.
That's right.
Our guest has been Mike Steffe. He's the executive director of the Tri-County Y, which is located in Ferdinand but does programs throughout the area. Thank you for watching WJTS. We are local people watching local people.